Welcome, angels, or welcome back. My name is Malika, but I'm also known as My Angel, and I am loving life all over again. I love doing plan with me's, budget with me's, and unboxings, and trying to, if I can, get some vlogging here and there. So today I'm here, as you can see, doing my car talk, and if you like those type of videos, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Now, let's move on to today. So, I came in, I just realized the date, and I was like, oh my God, I need to do this. This is actually Thanksgiving. Crazy thing, I'm actually driving. It's like 2 in the morning. I should not be driving, but I fell asleep. And then, but I wanted to do Uber for the day of Wednesday. So I fell asleep, woke up at around 12, and I was like, I'm gonna do at least 2 hours. So I'm on my way home now. But anyway, I wanted to come to you guys because you guys know when you get this video, which will be in a couple of days, I have not been on YouTube for at least going on 5 to 6 months. Well, 4 to 5 months. Because the last time you guys saw me was like the first week of August, last week of July. So I'll say about 5 months. 4 or 5 months because we're going into December. And if I remember correctly, I posted my car talk for November, if I remember correctly. I don't know. I know I recorded it. I know I was supposed to post it. I don't know it because I did edit it, so I'm not sure, but I'm not sure if I posted it. Because a lot was going on with me because you guys know I film with my phone. So a lot was going on between getting my new phone, my old phone and my new phone, craziness, and learning the new phone to make sure that I can do my videos. So I did some shorts, TikTok shorts, whatever you want to call them. Never posted them. I probably will post them all like I always do, like Flashback Fridays. I post stuff that I haven't done in a while. So I'll probably post those up for the month of November, for the month of December. However, I came to tell you guys what the month of December is going to look like. You guys, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm waving. It's a lot. It's very windy. So the month of, I don't know, pause. I was trying to figure out which direction the GPS was taking me. So never mind. Okay, so I've come to you to let you guys know about December. I am starting over again. Y'all, I don't know how many times I've started over, but it's been crazy. So I am starting over. However, the difference between now and all those other times I'm starting over, I am actually prepared to do everything. I'm prepared to do my videos. I'm prepared to do my budgeting. I'm prepared to do my planning. I'm prepared to do a lot of things that I was never prepared for in the past. So I am in the midst right now of printing out stuff so I can have everything together. I talked about that in my last video, in my last car talk. And I realized, I didn't realize that I didn't have my budgeting for November printed. I don't know. Like my whole planner is printed, but November and December. It was weird. So I printed that out, got that in there. My SME planner, which is my social media Etsy planner, was not done for the month for the third quarter. So I have been printing, actually designing, because some of that stuff wasn't even designed for now, or I updated my design. I don't know. I started it in April. It was the design that came to my mind, but I didn't do everything. And it's taken me about 6 months to get this done. So I have also decided that these planners, I am not updating my MW planner, which is my monthly weekly planner. I am going to use pretty much the same design. I'm just changing the covers. And I think I just skipped, but I'll go back to what I was talking about. I'm not redesigning any of my planners because these planners were not on Etsy or on my website. None of this stuff was on. And I'll let you know about the website later. I know I just brought that up. But none of this stuff was on those. So I will be doing that as a download, not for sale, not a hard copy for me at this moment. I cannot do it myself because of my situation. And honestly, my printing of my stuff is really off. So until I can organize and get somebody to train me on printing this stuff properly, like learning my equipment. I have a lot of equipment that I thought I knew, but when it comes down to like really getting things done, I don't know. So I am going to get somebody to help me. I have somebody, my sister-in-law is going to help me with some of this stuff. And then a friend of mine is going to help me with trying to get that, because it's the cutting and the printing that are the issues. I don't worry about it for me because it looks terrible, but I am not going to sell that to somebody else. And if it's not even, if everything's not printed correctly and the cutting is not there. However, the way I've downloaded it, you can print it yourself and get it right. It's just a matter of how you print from your print. Because my issue is my printer, not the software. So that's where I am with that. But they're such good planners that I want to sell them. I'm hoping at least one person, 2 people might like it. It's very deep. My planners are very detailed, so it could be a little overwhelming for some. I'm trying to shrink it down so it's for beginners, so it's not that overwhelming. But I'm not a beginner, and I have ADHD. How can I say it? I've been diagnosed with manic depression, so I have a lot of highs and lows, which is like ADHD, a little like ADHD, adult ADHD. And on top of that, my memory's bad. If you guys could hear something rocking in the back, it is the fact that I have my roaster in the back, in the trunk. I forgot to take it out, so I apologize. But, what was I talking about? The fact that I have this issue, and then also have the memory issue. I have a very bad memory issue. I've had to organize my planners so that it works for me. I will do I'm going to do Vlogmas one more time. Let's see. Last year I made it to 13 days. Let's see if I can make it to 20 days. I'm almost at 25. Almost there. I don't know. My goal is actually to do 31 days for Vlogmas, but we will see. But right now it's going to be 25 days. So I have that planned out. I haven't written it down, so I got to write it down so that I won't forget what I'm doing. But my planners really have to work for me. So I have a few planners, and yes, it's a little much for some people, but for me, each one of them, I couldn't put it all in one planner because it was so much, and that was overwhelming to me. So I broke them down, and when I broke them down, it really made sense for me. I have the calendar, I have what I need to do. Some have dailies, some do not. Well, I only have one daily. Yeah, I only have one daily. But I have monthlies for every one of them, and everything that I put, I'm actually putting in my catch-all, or not necessarily putting the details. I'm putting, okay, I got to work with SME today, or I got to work with MBS today. I mean, RDS. I said MDS. No, RSD. That's what it's called. Ride Share Delivery. So I have an RSD. It's a little tiny planner that I'm using, that I keep for when I'm doing like Uber or DoorDash. I want to keep that organized, so that, because I'm so jumbled up. Like, I know what I have, but I'm not. It's not all put together. It's not organized, and I need to organize. So I'm like, I gotta. Whoa! Road is a little rough right there. Road. I need to be a little bit more organized. So this is what's going to help me be organized, is getting all this done and making sure that I get to where I want to be. I literally have 2 years now left, not even a full 2 years. I have a year and a half. Yes, a year and a half, a little under a year and a half, to get to my goal. I have a goal that I wanted to set, and that I said it was a 5-year plan, and I am like, I'm nowhere near where I'm supposed to be at this point, which was 2.5 years later. I'm not where I need to be. So I really got to get on the ball. I need to not rush, but I need to be a little bit more organized and ready for what's to come. And that's one reason I can't. That's why I like talking to you guys, because it kind of helps me move myself forward. But okay, I don't know if you can hear that. My GPS is talking. It's a lot going on, and so I need to get myself organized enough to do that. Because on top of that, I still have my personal life, my home life, my family life that I have to deal with, and all of that needs to be organized. I mean, my daughter's in school. We're working on paying her tuition. We have to pay her tuition. We have to pay some tuition, not all of her tuition. We have to pay some. we have to find a place to live because, as you guys know, we're living in my in-laws, my husband's family's house, parents' house, which it works for us because they're not there 6 months out of the year, so it kind of works. But my girls need a space, and I feel like they need something to call their own. So I haven't started. I'm going to start in January, start looking for a place, because technically we were supposed to do that by July, and things got crazy because you know how our world has been, and we did not know if my husband was going to have a job or not, and he's pretty much our main provider. He's our main provider. So I did not want to mess that up. I didn't want us to move and then have to move back to in-laws because he done lost his job. And you know, my school is not there yet, so we wouldn't have the income to survive if he didn't. And that's another reason why I'm starting this, because I want to make sure I can get my my school together before we move forward. So we didn't move. We didn't move, and my girls were a little upset about it, but like I told them, the way the world is going right now, especially in the United States, it was not safe for us to up and move, knowing my husband does work for the government as well. Even though he works as a contractor, it's actually worse than, well, not worse, but it's the same or not worse than actually being an employee. And granted, I shouldn't say worse. It's about the same, because the employees are getting fired left and right and whatever. Contractors are not getting fired because they still have to work, but the issue is they're not all getting paid. So that, with everything going on, was kind of a little crazy. So I wanted to hold off on that. I'm trying to really make sure that when we move, there's no questions and we can kind of be settled. I'm not necessarily looking for the forever home, because for me personally, when I get older, I actually do, if things don't work out the way I want to, even if it doesn't, my goal is to work in one of those senior living apartment condos type of places, so that I can be around people. That's my goal. That's my goal for later. Who's to say? But I'm not there yet. I got 20 in my brain. I got 20 years before I have to think about that. But I'm getting close to retirement, so I really have to speed things up, and I want to make sure that my kids have a place, and then, you know, when they're married and their kids, I have my grandkids that they can come and hang around. I'm not ready for grandkids yet, so hopefully not soon. But those are the things that I'm trying to get in order. So I'm going one step by step. One of the things I realized on Friday is that I really need to write down everything, and that's where my planners and my notebooks come from. And I actually do now my MBS planner, the mind, body, and soul. I work almost every day, not every day, but I'm getting there. I can do at least 5 days a week on that MBS planner. So for that, I am really it's helping me in the positive side to make sure that it's making sure that my mental state is there. That's what that whole thing is for. I am going to create, you guys, a new planner, because as I use my MBS planner, I realized I actually need to separate the 3 subjects and give them their own planner. So, because one of those planners needs to be added more stuff, which is my my fitness planner. I want more in my fitness planner, but what I do on every day, I just don't need a whole lot. But when I'm working out, I need to have that information, because it's like, even though it's in my phone, it's not enough for me it doesn't work for me. I need something on paper where I can look and say, oh, I did arms this week. I did crunches 200 times. Well, not 200, because I ain't gonna be like that. I did crunches maybe 5 sets of 20. I did torso twist 3 sets of 10. Like, I want to make sure I have all that. And then the way I have my body section of the planner is not enough. It's enough to say I have arms and I can put down the different things I did. I do have enough space for that, but it's really hard because the space is not that big, because it wasn't supposed to be. It was just supposed to be, hey, I worked out. This is what I did. We're working out. but not, oh, how many steps I did, how many reps I did, what was the pound on the weights, or if I didn't weights, if I used dumbbells, if I used, it's not enough room for that. And I want to know that information so that when I go back to the gym the next time, I know what I'm doing. So I just realized I have to create one more planner. But we will talk about that when I am going over the planners that I will be using for 2026. My goal right now is to make sure all the planners are printed by December 30th. Let me say, created, designed, print, and cut. That is my section. When you see I will go over my SME planner, which is my social media planner. Now you see I have all these acronyms for my planners because there's so much going on. Because I have an SME planner, I have an MW planner, I have a MBS planner, and then, like I said, did not completely create it, but I have a RSD planner, and then my last two planners will be fitness and faith. So, but I have not created those. I've only created 4 planners at this moment, but each one of those planners, there's different sections. And so like my MBS planner, I can only do that in quarters because it's so much. It was really much. And I wanted it as an A5. And now I'm thinking I might do my A5 as disc bound instead of ring bound, because I love the A5 size for my MBS planner. It's compact, but still big enough for me to get everything in that I want. But because it's so thick, because I have I do it quarterly, it's hard to make it. I use the 2 sets of 3 rings for my MBS planner, and I literally can only do quarters on it. So what my plan is to create the planner as individual planners and just use the 3 rings with my dashboards every quarter. That way because that was the problem I had. I couldn't print the whole year out because I had nowhere to put it, because at that time I didn't have all the planners with me, all the rings or what I was doing. So now that I thought about that, I was like, okay, this is what we'll do. We'll keep each one in a different binder, and then we'll put them together, which makes sense for me. It may not make sense for other people, but it makes sense for me. And so those are the things I'm going to do. Like my whole point was to let y'all know that I am coming back. I'm going to come back strong. I have realized why I have not been able to complete my YouTube or stay on YouTube the way I should. Like when I do YouTube, every time I do YouTube, I always, if you notice, I will do a few days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then you lose me, because I only plan up to that time. I don't plan out the whole month. And reason being is because half the time I never have my stuff prepared. My planners prepared, like they're not printed, or I didn't purchase one at the time to get things together. So something hit me on Friday when I was talking to my therapist, and I realized my issue is preparedness. I am not always prepared, and because I'm not always prepared, I don't get everything done in a timely fashion. So since I learned that, I am working on my MW planner. So my goal is to try to print that this weekend. I think it's my MW planner. Yeah, no, we're finishing up my SME planner. And the SME planner is typically going to be the same planner for 2026. I'm just going to update. I don't even have to update the calendars because it's completely an undated planner. So I can just reprint that for next year. And that's what I'm going to do. Honestly, when just go back, all my planners are going to be just reprinted for 2026 because they are what I want and what I need. So the only thing I have to do, I think, for my MW planner, I have to just change the year at a glance, and the perpetual, the every 3 month, what is it called? I call it my yearly planning. Those 3, because it's by the years. Those 2 I need to change. But my monthly planners, the months are fine. Because they're not dated for Oh no, my MW plan I do have to change, because that, even though it's undated, it is dated because I put calendars on it. And I think I'm going to take the calendar off, because what I decided to do, I'm going to make mini sticker calendars and make a space for that calendar. But I don't have to put a calendar if I don't want to. But every week it'll have a box that I can put the calendar in, because I like having the calendar and saying, okay, this is the week. So when I'm doing my monthly planning, I can look at the week and be like, oh, this, and this. These are the things that go on this date. This is what date. Like, I need to see the calendar. I don't want to keep going back and forth to the main calendar to do this, to my weekly calendar. So that's why I like having a little calendar. So all my planners are set up that way, but even though they're undated, they actually are dated. I'm just sitting here thinking. And it usually has that, and sometimes in some years I've put the next month at the bottom. So I think I'm gonna do a completely undated calendar and just leave it as a box. And anybody you could put a spiritual thing, an inspirational thing. You could do what you want, but I'll have that box there, and I'm gonna create a monthly stickers to go within that. Yes, that's something I just thought of, y'all. That is something I just thought of. I don't think anybody has done that, and I'm going to do that, because anybody can use those year to date stickers for anything. So, I'm going to do that. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, y'all. I just came up with the idea that I didn't think I was going to do. But now that makes my MW planner where I don't have to recreate it unless I'm recreating my weeklies. And I don't know if I'm going to recreate my weeklies. I'm thinking about recreating it just a little bit. Like trying out. I think what I'm going to do is try out different versions of my weeklies now. Right now I've been with the same weekly, and I love it. And I'm a type of person, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. However, I've seen some other designs that I want to try to create, not exactly the same, but something that will work for me. And so I'm thinking that I may just do that. I may do that instead, because that will really, I'm sorry. Y'all, I'm parking, so my brain just went cuckoo. Okay, let me rephrase. I am thinking of doing different weeklies each month, because I want to come up with new designs. And I have a design in mind that I want to do. I want to do some type of like dashboard style type of design. And then there's another one. The ones that I know I've seen now where there's like so many different things for, like, you have the habit tracker, you have this, you have that, I don't want all that, because then it becomes cluttered. That's why I like the planner I have. If I want to add stuff on my days, I have stickers that can go in and say, okay, if I want a habit tracker for the week, here it is. If I want to have a checklist, here it is. Or I have my stencil where I can just make a tracker. So I have all that. So I don't want to. I have the space to do all that. I don't want to see it all every week. That's my issue. That's why even my dailies are not as much stuff on it, because I just can't see so much. But the daily planner, I forgot about that. That's my daily planner. So what is that? That was like 5, 6, 7. So it's 7 planners, which is not too bad. If you break them down into individual planners, then it might be a little bit much, but it's not too bad. It's 7 planners. They're not all for every day. You know, like my SME is not, my RSD is not, my fitness is just a separate planner that I'm going to use every couple of days. And what was my other one? My faith planner is like a once a week. I'm trying to come up with something but that faith planner is way into 2026. It probably will not be done until the summer of 2026, because I have other things I want to get done. The fitness I want to get done first, but I got to print all the other ones for 2026. So I'm getting ready to go inside. I'm actually home. I'm getting ready to go inside and actually cut up some onions and some celery and some green peppers so that I can make my potato salad. I got to make 2 potato salads because my husband likes peas and carrots in his potato salad, my husband and my father-in-law. So I got to make 2. So I don't want to be up all day. I don't want to be up early in the morning trying to cook. So I'm going to cut some. I know it's 3 o'clock in the morning, but I think I'm going to cut until about 4:30, cut all that stuff. Hopefully I finish by 4:30, give myself an hour to do all that. Then I'm going to go to sleep, take a nap until about 9 o'clock in the morning. I will get up. I'm not doing no workout. We're going to work out tomorrow. I'm going to work out on Friday. But I'm going to, I don't know. I'm going to get up and finish the food, I think, because we're eating like early. We're eating about 3:30, between 3:30 and 4:30, somewhere around there, because we want to, I thought 4:30, because we want to watch the beginning of the game. We're a Dallas fan, pretty much the whole family except my father-in-law. We're all Cowboys fans, so we want to be able to see the kickoff first, then eat. We don't want to be eating because we want to make sure we pay attention to the kickoff. Then we will start eating. But I probably will but we have family coming over, so it's more family going to be here. So I am going to have to be up at least by 11 to get myself dressed and, finish cooking and all that stuff. Anyway, I am rambling now because I am tired. I was wide awake and now I'm tired. But I love you guys. This is a very short video, which is good. It's only about 15 minutes. I hope it explains everything. Like I said, this will be up on Sunday, November 30th. It is today Thanksgiving, so it is what? November 27th? Yeah, 27th, because Friday's the 28th and Saturday's the 29th. So it is now Thursday, Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving for those. I know y'all going to hear this after Thanksgiving. Happy holidays for everybody else, because by the time you see this video, we will be in full-fledged holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa season. And so I wish everybody a happy holidays. Look out for tomorrow for my first Vlogmas for December 2025, and let's see how far I can get. My goal is to get through the 25th and move on. But also, before I go, there will be a video, and I think this is going to be the first video, because I never recorded. I mean, I did record it, but it's on my old phone. Long story. Got to re-record my 100 subscribers giveaway. I have said this in my last 3 car talks, and I'm determined that will be the first video you see for Vlogmas, is that. So, and honestly, I think I'll probably end up recording it tonight or tomorrow night. I mean, tomorrow during the night or tonight. I'm not sure. I just realized I forgot the game table. Okay, anyway. So that will probably be one of the first videos you see. I promise. I'm trying hard to make sure I do that before I do everything else. My Vlogmas will be a lot of just you guys seeing me do the stuff in the planner and letting you guys know the planners will be out, probably up for sale in February, because I still got to create all the listings. I'm not going to do January. I want to give myself some time. So they're probably out in February. They'll all be on Etsy as a digital product. Hopefully, I want to start making them in-house. So hopefully by February, I would start learning, and I have all the equipment to do it myself. And then by June, well, I would say July, I will be able to start selling planners, physical planners that I can mail out. Because I do have the boxes already that I want to mail them. I have some of the supplies that I want to do, but there's some other things I want to do to get them. Like I said, the printing and cutting is my main thing. So I need to get a better cutter. Well, not a better cut. I just have to learn how to cut properly. I'm really bad at it. And I'm getting better. I will say that I am getting better. But I want to get that done. I want to get a new cutter. I want to get one of those big industrial cutters. And I need to make sure I get the printing correct. Once I get the printing correct, everything's on board. And that way, by July, I will start having planners. Not July, but by October, I will have physical planners for 2027. That is my goal. So guys, you will see all of that. There may be an office, we may be getting an office space. I'm not sure, but that's one of the things we've been talking about. So you guys will see a lot of that. We'll not necessarily see a lot of studio vlogging because of where my space is. However, I will go over the things that I'm creating with you guys at my desk, because that's what's the availability that I have at this moment. So, all right, we're done. 3 minutes gone by after that, all that rant. Thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I hope you like my car talks. I love doing this. It gives me all the things that's in my head. I get to get out, because a lot of things that I think about in my head are YouTube and Etsy. And I'm like, I want to get these things out. So you guys got to hear it. Thank you for watching. I hope you come back again. Please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Please leave me a hello. I would love to hear from you. I really need to get my engagement up because I really like talking. So I do respond to every comment that I have. So please leave me a comment. And I will see you angels in my next video. Love you. Bye-bye. Bye, angels.